for fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. And the proclamation reads, whereas fetal alcohol spectrum disorders, FASDs, is the umbrella term that describes the range of effects that can occur to an individual who was exposed to alcohol before birth. And whereas according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, it is estimated that 55 to 59% of pregnant women aged 18 to 44 use alcohol during pregnancy, which can cause lifelong impairments, preventing individuals from living independently. And whereas according to a study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, FASDs affects 1 in 20 children. And whereas as many as 60% of adolescents and adults with an FASD have contact with the criminal justice system, a rate 30 times higher than the general population. And whereas raising awareness of FASD can potentially prevent physical, behavioral, and learning disabilities, and whereas refraining from all types of alcohol in any amount is recognized by medical professionals as a fundamental element in protecting infants against FASDs, and whereas early screening, identification, and treatment of affected individuals can improve a child's overall development, and whereas it is important to increase awareness of how FASDs may present in individuals across their lifespan and the ongoing need for services and support. Now, therefore, Jerry L. Demings, by virtue of the authority vested in him as Orange County Mayor, does hereby proclaim the month of September 2023 as Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorders Awareness Month in Orange County, Florida, and invite residents to show their support for those impacted by prenatal alcohol exposure by wearing red shoes or clothing on Friday, September the 8th, 2023, in observance of Red Shoe Rocks Day. Done and ordered this 22nd day of August, 2023, signed by the mayor and all 6 members of the Board of County Commissioners. Receiving the proclamation and delivering a few brief comments is Spencer Munns, Mr. Munns, from the law firm of Bogan, Munns and Munns. Mr. Munns.
Mayor Demings and commissioners, thank you so much for this. I didn't realize that this many people were going to come just for this FASD proclamation, so I wasn't quite prepared for that, but I'm going to try to be brief. By the numbers that we just read, if there are 100 people in this room, 5 have a fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, and of those 5, 80% of them are undiagnosed or misdiagnosed. So 4 out of the 5 don't know really what their disability is. This is why we refer to it as an invisible disability. And there are ripple effects of that disability that at times seem invisible to others. The impacts on the families of the kids that struggle with disability, on their caretakers, on the impacts on their friends, on their cousins, their teachers. But I also wanted to today talk about impacts that will probably be invisible to our mayor and our commissioners. And that is the thousands, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people impacted by this disability. Whether it's the child struggling through therapies, the kid not fitting in at school, having behavioral challenges, the high school kid, 60% of them having contact with the criminal justice system by the age of 12, the single or the young adult struggling to make their way in society, feeling like a square peg trying to fit through a round hole. What you won't see is those thousands and tens and hundreds of thousands of people. When they hear about this proclamation, it's a shot in the arm. You might not see it, but I hope you all know that when they hear about it, in that moment, that day, they'll have a little extra pep in their step, and they will see a green shoot. They will have a ray of hope. They will feel like they're going to make it, that their kids are going to make it, and it's so very impactful. So really, this is a message of brighter futures for those impacted by FASDs, and we thank the mayor and the commissioners. My wife and I, in our advocacy efforts, are very proud to say that we're Orange County residents, and I hope everyone here knows that our personal experience, we've met with every commissioner. Every single one of them, to a person, has been generous with their time and has said, how can we help? And they've shown that empathy, they've understood, and here they are as our leaders taking action. So we thank you for leading the charge, and I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Munns. Thank you.